Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go ahead and get started with our meeting. If you can rise, we're going to do our pledge. Commissioner Shaw Williams is going to lead us in our pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes. Commissioner Fowler,
Present.
Commissioner Rice.
Here.
Commissioner Shaw Williams.
Here.
Chairman Springs.
Here. Is there any communications from staff?
Yes, Chairman. Just a couple of things. We've launched our general plan, comprehensive general plan update, next level Inglewood. And to commemorate this historic occasion, we've provided you with some gifts tonight. We always have gifts for you. We're buttering you up. So you have a next level pen and notebook and a coffee mug. So for your Starbucks, Keurigs, you guys will be ready to go to the next level with your caffeine addiction. And then also we've provided an updated resolution for item 6B. That'll be discussed a little bit further in the presentation this evening. And that concludes our comments.
Okay, thank you. This is public comments. We're going to open up for public comments regarding agenda items. Person wishing to address the Planning Commission on any item on the agenda other than the public hearing may do so at this time. You can take it back to the back mic there, give us your name, and state your reasoning. Hearing, seeing none, we're going to close that segment. And we need to get an approval on our minutes for May 7th, 2025.
Motion to approve minutes for May 7, 2025.
Second.
I have a second on approval of minutes for May 7th, 2025. Call for any questions. Hearing none, we'll call for that vote.
Commissioner Fowler.
Aye.
Commissioner Rice.
Aye.
Commissioner Shaw Williams.
Aye.
Chairman Springs.
Abstain. Okay, I need an approval on minutes for June 4th, 2025.
Motion approval of minutes, June 4th, 2025.
Second.
I hear a second. Call for any questions. Hearing none, we'll call for a vote.
Commissioner Fowler.
Aye.
Commissioner Rice.
Aye.
Commissioner Shaw Williams.
Abstain.
Chairman Springs.
Aye. Okay, Madam Secretary, our first item, please.
Item 6A, a public hearing to consider an application by George Kelly representing Rhythm Bar for special use permit number 25-00011 to allow the on-site sale of beer, wine, and distilled spirits and live entertainment in an approximately 3,081 square foot proposed bar and lounge that is part of the Hollywood Park Tomorrow Retail Center on a mixed-use designated HPSP zone property located at 1269 South District Drive.
Chairman, the file is present and notice has been given in the time and place as required by law. Planner Angel Leon Martel was present to give a short staff presentation.
All righty. Good evening, Chairman Springs and members of the Commission. The subject site for this special use permit is located within the major mixed-use general plan area and is zoned HPSP for the Hollywood Park specific plan. On November 1st, 2018, Planning staff approved plot plan review number 2018-004 for the construction of the retail center. On March 4th, 2020, the Building Safety Division issued a building permit for an approximately 350,000 square foot retail center, which is phase one of the overall retail plan development at Hollywood Park. The subject tenant space is located within the Hollywood Park Tomorrow Retail Center along Century Boulevard between Prairie Avenue and District Drive. Surrounding land uses include large entertainment venues, commercial and residential uses to the north and east of the site, with commercial and large entertainment venues to the south and retail to the west. This request is to allow on-site alcohol service and live entertainment for a proposed bar and lounge located within an existing tenant suite. The tenant space currently has two pedestrian entrances. The main entry is along the north-facing retail side, and the second service entrance is located at the rear, accessible from the service corridor. There are no proposed changes to the ingress and egress of the existing tenant space. Parking for the proposed bar and lounge is located on-site with a parking structure off Prairie Avenue and surface parking along Century Boulevard. The applicant is seeking approval for the on-site sale of beer, wine, and distilled spirits with live entertainment for a proposed bar and lounge named Rhythm Bar. Food consists of pizzetas, sliders, fries. Rhythm Bar specializes in locally sourced ingredients to craft their cocktails, along with their food pairings. The venue is intended to reflect a refined and upscale ambiance that includes local acts with Inglewood creatives. The proposed hours of operation are from 2 p.m. through 2 a.m., Monday through Thursday, and from noon to 2 a.m., Friday through Sunday, during which the full menu will be made available at all times. The floor area consists of a 1,140 square foot dining area, 416 square foot kitchen, 173 square foot bar area, 717 square foot open air patio and dining area, and a 150 square foot restroom area. Highlighted areas on the screen depict selected areas within the bar, with the bar area in blue, seating area in orange, the outdoor seating area in green, stage or platform area in red. And alcohol service will be provided at the bar, but predominantly within the indoor and outdoor seating areas, which will be brought by waitstaff. Live entertainment will take place on the 186 square foot stage and will include an array of entertainment including comedy acts, lectures, poetry, and jazz quartets. There will be 5 employees working at all times during regular business hours. 1 security guard will be present at all times during the regular business hours. At least 11 security cameras will be installed in addition to those already provided by the existing retail center. The Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control allows 4 on-site sale licenses for this census tract. There are currently 7 on-site licenses. The applicant has submitted a public convenience and necessity letter for the Commission's review and approval. Hollywood Park Tomorrow retail site is newly constructed and not fully occupied. There is a police substation that was developed in the retail area, and the Inglewood Police Department will monitor all activity within the center. As conditioned, the proposed project will serve as an enhancement to its neighborhood setting and will continue to be compatible with the surrounding area. The site is developed in accordance with existing zoning and development standards for the Hollywood Park Specific Plan zone property. The project is consistent with the major mixed-use land use designation. A categorical exemption has been filed for the project, and it's exempt from further environmental review. This concludes my presentation. I'm available to answer any questions the commission might have. The applicant is also here tonight to answer your questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We're going to open up for questions for you. We're going to start off with Commissioner Fowler.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just one question for staff. I noticed that there are other licenses in the area, yet there was no police report available. And some of these have been open for a while, so I was just curious as to, I don't know, do we have any influence over that? But I heard the substation,
Yeah.
so that might be why there's,
Yeah, so for the, yeah, exactly. So for the items that you'll hear tonight regarding alcohol license, including this item, we did reach out to the chief of police, and that's the feedback that we got from him.
thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair, that's it.
Commissioner Rice?
We're going to perhaps have two bites at the apple on this one. I'm going to ask you, and if you can't fill it, I'm going to ask the same questions of the applicant. You have one security guard for 3,000 square feet, and where will you be positioning the security guard?
The actual, I mean, it'll probably more like 2,500 square feet because of the mezzanine, kitchen, actually probably less, probably more like 2,000. But the security guard is generally placed at the front entrance, and they'll circle around within the building, stage area as required. But yeah, we can check with the applicant to see, the fine details on that.
Okay, because the applicant's application says 3,081 square feet.
That's the total, right? With the kitchen, with the restroom, service area, and storage as well. So they said they have like approximately 480 square foot mezzanine area. So, but that's off limits. That's strictly for staff.
Okay. And you have a substation there. What's the approximate distance from the substation to this restaurant?
I don't have that exact distance.
Can you go back to the?
Site plan?
So the police substation is right across from, make sure, there's Sinopolis.
Oh.
So the police substation is right across from building 2400. So, I mean, it's less than 500 feet.
And you have 11 security cameras available. Will the substation be able to monitor the cameras in let's be specific to this particular project?
So the cameras will have playback, and if the police department wants to review those, they're gonna have the right to, and those should be readily available by the applicant.
I'm more concerned with something actively happening and someone being able to intervene while it's happening or before it does.
Hollywood Park retail is developed with existing cameras basically on the buildings and the exterior. I'm not sure if those are monitored in real time, but they're existing. Mhm.
I would add that Hollywood Park does have existing on-site campus-wide security that regularly patrols the retail, residential, and the parking structures and lots throughout the Hollywood Park campus,
Okay.
in addition to the police substation.
No further questions, Chairman.
You? Commissioner Shaw Williams?
I'm looking at the restrooms for the women. There's only 2 stalls within the bathroom. And I'm assuming that they both are in compliance with handicap regulations. Is that correct?
Yeah, so they will be required to be ADA accessible. A lot of these buildings also have their own exterior restrooms as well. I don't have that full plan to show you, but maybe the applicant can confirm that.
Okay. All right, thank you. No further questions.
I have no questions. If the applicant is here, you can take the mic in the back and give us your name and tell us about your project.
I'm George Kelly. I'm the project architect and applicant.
Okay, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to take the mic in your hand
Get in there, right there, like that.
and pretend you're a rock star and
I got that, baby. Here you are. Sorry about that. I'm George Kelly. I'm the architect designer for the project and as the applicant, but the operator is Felicia, who is here with me. Uh, This project is a very controlled environment, high-quality sound, lighting. There'll probably be ticketed event or security guard up front. It's not intended to be uh, anything but a quality venue at the Hollywood Park for after events, for all the special festivals, all the Ram games. I'm a Ram ticket holder, and I was just here on Saturday for the weekend. And it's one of those great places where when the concerts are over, there's nowhere to go. So that's why I think she identified this a couple of years ago. It's been wonderful working with the Cronky Company on it. We see this is because of the variety of people that are going to be at this facility, the global variety, that the space will serve the local community, but then on the days that the stadiums are full, we're right between the Intuit and the SoFi. It's a flexible space that could be having any sort of entertainment. There's an idea that will cater to whoever the crowd is at the time. Also having a local program of music every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's a very flexible space. You can see it's all loose furniture. So there can be, we're requesting for not just sitting and dining, but there could be times where it's a little more of a crowded event where standing room. But as you can see, we have a controlled entry. There's really only one way in at the top of the building. We're putting a fence, a small little railing out at the front of our patio, so that I would imagine that's where people would be asked to check IDs and to be brought in. But if we're trying to put together sort of more of a luxury place, I think is what it's looking for. We have some really great decor, high quality, again, lighting, sound, which was adamant by the developer to really bring something of a high level quality to the building, to the whole Hollywood Park. And I think Felicia would like to say something about her vision of why we're even here.
So hello, everyone. Hello, getting the mic. My name is Felicia Fant. I have been a resident now of Los Angeles for 14 years. I am part of the entertainment business. So in talking about how to create and elevate a space, I have been a publicist and a marketer for the music industry for 26 years, starting at Motown, then Universal Records, then Columbia Records, and now I run Amazon Music Global Cultural Collaborations. So in trying to bring elevation, I work continuously with SoFi, Intuit Dome, bringing artists, whether it's Beyonce, whether it's Usher, who was the first to be at Intuit, working with different organizations, whether it's LACMA, to continuously bring entertainment and elevate the entertainment community. I work with Terrace Martin, Kamasi Washington. I manage Andrew Day, so I'm constantly talking to creatives on how they can continue to elevate their voices within this community. So when we think about what we are trying to bring there, it has been, of my understanding of being here 14 years, and someone who is 47 years old, that we are looking for mature places where we can have great experiences, great cocktails, but really continue to build community. Whether it's not a private club like Soho House or, San Vicente Bungalow, we are sure that we will be bringing in clientele that, again, speaks to the entertainment community, because I'm constantly working with, again, whether it's the Lakers, whether it's the Clippers, I'm constantly bringing artists to these locations and people in the entertainment business who want to have a great experience and also network and continue to grow their clientele. So when I say a mature, beautiful venue that's respectful to the community but respectful to the people attending, I'm not looking for a rager. I'm looking for a place that, again, brings a different type of energy to that space. So again, I'm at the Forum often. I know that area really well, because I spend most of my time in these buildings trying to bring a different type of entertainment quality and especially experience for, the community around Inglewood. I have a lot of friends that live there, who move there, who have houses, and constantly tell me they're looking for that place to convene. So again, I come with experience. I come with a lot of relationships in the business, and I'm hoping to continue to elevate the Inglewood surrounding areas.
okay. Okay, so we're going to open up questions for you. Don't leave. We're going to open up questions for the both of you. We're going to start off with Commissioner Fowler.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I heard your entertainment experience. Could you talk to me about, because this is a restaurant also,
It's a
correct?
restaurant. It's what?
Can
Yes.
you talk to me about Have you owned any other restaurants or been in that industry, or are you hiring people to do that?
Yes, I've been, again, it's hospitality. So whether it's working with SBE, which is one of the main hospitality groups, H Wood, who runs most of the bars and clubs within the West Hollywood area, I think it's a combination. We're not looking at like full plates where you sit, more of a pass hors d'oeuvre kind of conversation to like pair and match with the cocktails. But yes, the food is part of it. I think during COVID, we recognized all the various chefs and different people who are, of course, trying to experience and again elevate. So I see it as an elevation for all people, whether it's culinary, whether it's fashion, beauty, all the things that are, I think, coming to LA in different capacities. We're a place for those people, artists, everyone. So that's the goal.
Thank you. Two more questions. One, that since you mentioned culinary, what is the menu theme? I mean, typically there's some specialty, or
He
what's the
mentioned
menu?
sliders.
If we were going to go, what are our options?
Well, he mentioned sliders, but it's kind of like you think about places like Ghetto Gastro, all these different up and coming chefs that, you bring sensibility. You think about, chefs like Kwame, who's doing great in New York, and you think about that. So the idea is, who are the local chefs that are in the community that need exposure? I'm really close to the people at Somerville, but you think about like, what are the moments? What's happening culturally? How can we rotate and bring different opportunities for the various chefs that are trying to get business, and that's literally how they get started, and then they end up having trucks and then hopefully brick and mortars. But I see it as this type of place where we're bringing in the best DJs, the best musicians, the best chefs, the cocktail experiences from around the world. I think the bar culture is growing in a significant way, and people really want quality drinks and they want quality experiences. So having had those relationships, as I said, now 26 years of being in the business, I feel like that's what we're really trying to offer, is that elevated moment to let people know that Inglewood continues to be a place that, encourages and uplifts everyone.
And then finally, on staff training, what did you have in mind in terms of training the staff? Because 5 seems kind of small, especially if there's a Cosm night. I don't know, but talk to me a little about that.
Well, most of the staff is from the hospitality business. There was this bar, Bebo, that was in West Hollywood for a long time. I believe his family owned Lighthouse, or what's the theater? But everyone we're talking to that are part of it have been part of bar culture. Which is why I wanted to talk to people like from SBE and the different restaurant owners that I know, like from Nice Guy. Again, I'm heavily into these restaurants because when entertainment comes to the city, there's places that they want to go. But we are looking at, again, it's 2,000 square feet. If I'm thinking about 2 bartenders, again, small menus. I think about what's the bar, Roger Room, which I think is about that size. La Cienega, which is across from Nice Guy, that tends to be about the staffing size for that.
So checking ID and stuff, and
Yes,
yeah.
100%.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Rice?
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. This is a little bit nervy.
We're gonna settle in right now because I'm a little bit slower these days, and if you speak a little slower, I'll understand what you're saying a little bit better,
Fair enough.
and then it will give a lot more value for me. Okay. And I got your name as Felicia.
Felicia.
So if I botched it, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear it. Felicia, it is?
It's Felicia, like Felicia Rashad.
Felicia Rashad, okay. You're handling the entertainment portion of the restaurant?
Entertainment and marketing.
Okay. Any management or operations?
That would be, again, the hospitality professionals that we know from different bars and restaurants around the area. So we are talking to people from SBE and H Wood, which again, they have Harriet's, Bungalow, San Vicente Bungalow, you have Bootsy Bellows. All of those people are long-term friends of mine. So again, I have to entertain pretty much 4 days a week. So the community of hospitality is, again, something that I know. So whether it's the bouncers, like when Sayers Club was open, one of my favorite clubs is no longer here in Hollywood. Like, you tend to know the community of security guards, the promoters. So these are close friends that I continually talk to because, again, I'm entertaining artists on a regular basis.
Alicia?
So those are some of the people that I would be using to.
Alicia, by the time you get to the end of this line, we're going to be real slow.
Okay.
Easy. We're all going to understand what we're saying, and we're going to get the full value of this. I'm familiar with 2 other restaurants and bars here in town, and the Renaissance of Inglewood is unreal. And right now, those two bars have about 30 employees, and they're 2,000 square feet also. So it's just something I want you to consider. Before and after games, there are a lot of people who are going to be in your bar, probably 150. You got 2,000 square feet, and you're going to have to be able to accommodate them with 5 people. So I don't want you to get run over with that. Is there anyone in your group that understands the operations of the bar, speaking specifically to security?
Yes, I would say Ayal, my partner, who is not here today, but he has ran a coffee shop and other, that would be his experience. So I believe that he would have a closer relationship to that. But I definitely have a relationship with security. But in hearing your point
I'm
of,
sh- So I'm thinking that if you have someone that's coming as an entertainer, they're going to have to provide themselves with their own entourage and
Mhm.
security. Okay. All right. No further questions, Chairman.
Okay, very good. Commissioner Shaw Williams?
So you mentioned places like Somerville, which I'm familiar with. So you're trying to bring that vibe in terms of entertainment. I know they usually have jazz playing. So are you trying to bring some type of intimate vibe into your
intimate,
establishment?
but they're more dinner served service.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
like I said, I could focus on also like exclusive DJs, but also they are dealing with just an in-house band. I would actually bring talent. Like I said, whether it's a performance from someone like Andra Day or someone who's doing a residency, I think the best example of the merger of Somerville is probably Burst, which
Mhm.
is in Lancashire Boulevard.
Mhm.
They tend to do residencies with artists, but it's also a restaurant. But again, these are plated. We are not thinking about plated situations because of the constant turnover. We definitely want to focus on the cocktail experience as our number one moment. That's the star. Um, the culinary is also a star, but again, plated, not, I'm sorry, past hors d'oeuvres, not plated and sit. We think that we're going to have a constant rotation of people in and out, unlike Somerville and Burst.
So is it possible we can see a John B. or Eric Benet performing?
I think so. I think so.
Good to know.
Yeah.
And in terms of parking, are you considering validating parking or?
I think for certain nights or VIPs for sure. I think the structure at Hollywood Park, which I've seen a couple of times, is amazing and the size is pretty good. But yes, validation would definitely happen for VIPs. But the idea is that through some of the attendees, which I think would be regulars, we are trying to figure out packages for them that allow them to experience the bar from an elevated experience. Like I said, it's not a private member like Soho House or San Vicente or Bird Street, but there is the
Right.
idea that we would be catering to different levels of clients.
So you'll offer VIP packages to
Yes.
everyone? Just
Um,
not VIP or entertainers, but if I wanted to purchase a VIP
Yes.
package,
I
I
hope you
could.
would.
Okay.
She will.
Thank you. No further questions.
Okay, thank you. I just have a couple of questions. I want to piggyback on Commissioner Rice in regards to the number of employees that you have working. Your square footage is over 3,000 square feet, and according to this, you only have 5 employees. Is that 5 employees plus a manager, or is just 5 employees total? And would you be opposed to, I should back up. Let me ask staff, based upon the square footage, is there a guideline for how many employees they need to have?
So let me backtrack a little. That's 5 employees at all times per shift. They're actually going to have more employees, more than 5. Yeah, so they'll potentially have 8 to 10 employees.
No, run it by me one more time?
So they're actually going to employ more than 5. It's going to be like 8 to 10 employees, but every shift will have a minimum of 5 employees. So 5 employees there at all times.
Okay, very good. Okay, so my question to you would be, would you consider more employees per shift? You may have someone calling off, not feeling well, so you're going to have that person replaced. And sometimes when you already know your day off, you may not want to come.
And I would definitely, and again, all your recommendations matter to me. So 100% we would increase employees to make sure that, again, the event flow, the experience, I don't want people to feel like they're bottlenecked or not getting things in time. So as we,
Come back.
figure out the flow, I think we probably went with the lower number, knowing 5 was minimum because of the fact that there wasn't plated and the menu was very concise. So having like quick input and output. But again, I'm respectful of the opportunity and will, of course, listen to recommendations and increase based on what Commissioner Rice said about the other 2 bars that have upward 30.
Okay, you said a lot in that's a short span. Let me ask staff, could that be one of our conditions?
I don't know that we would be able to condition a number of employees outside of, because there's not a code requirement that would require that. And I also believe that the number of employees is also based on the operations model, number of customers that are available, and that could vary from day to day, right? And at this juncture, the Hollywood Park retail is coming online, and so it's pretty slow. And so for us to state a number of employees, I don't think would be fair to the applicant. And so I would caution against that. I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn. Okay, so yeah.
Okay. I don't want I don't want them to miss the opportunity because there's a feeling that, and you mentioned it as well, because you're in part of marketing. So, and you name some top entertainers. I'm assuming you're going to try to get those entertainers to come to your venue. And by doing that, you're going to put out information, either website, radio ads, or whatever you do to get the people to come to your venue. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, different ways to get them to come, or thinking about a buyout situation. So in when you're doing regular day services versus buyouts, which is when you have private events, then staffing, of course, there's different conversations or ways to look at staffing.
So you have private events there as well?
Yeah.
So someone can actually rent your facility?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. And what did you say? You said you've only been in Los Angeles a couple of years?
14.
You've been here 14 years?
Yes.
Are you familiar with, did you say Somerville? Are you familiar with Somerville?
Yes, I know the owners very well. I've known them since, well, I've known Art AJ since he had his bar.
Have you been to that venue?
I have a couple of times.
Is your venue similar to that particular venue?
No, because as we discussed, it's more of a restaurant style and the way things are plated. We are hoping for more of a different flow.
I'm not understanding. Say it again.
Restaurant style, where
Yes.
where they have plated and more seating. So that is meant for having long-term seating at tables, not a flow of people in and out. Less social in that sense.
I see. And another question, are you going to have monitors, TVs, screens?
Yes. That would be behind the bar, given the layout, knowing that we are in a sports community and the love of sports in this city. We want to make sure that we can cater to all the various things and the happenings.
So it will be behind the bar, which is the blue section. Is that right, Art? I mean, Angel?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
If I could, so the layout, this is a very simple diagram. There's a whole series of much more developed renderings and details. It is more of a luxurious cabaret style where you're sitting in nice cocktail tables, and the menu, the kitchen we're designing is a pretty high-tech menu or kitchen with a lot of air fryers and quick reheat. So at some point we talked about you wouldn't want to be beholden to any one menu because you don't know if the Scottish national team is about to play for the World Cup. You might have doing haggis or something, who knows what. But there's also going to be like more built-in furniture, and the wall that's actually adjacent or perpendicular to the stage here is intended to be a large video screen. So there's moments when you might be looking at the stage, or we might be all just looking at that wall because, again, there could be amazing sports and activities or different award shows, what it might be. They also add to the performance. The performers actually more and more you see are using video screens as part of their performance. So the intention right now is to have a screen behind the stage, to the side of the stage, and to be as flexible as possible. It's the idea of the very big band on the small stage.
All right,
And I
very
think
good.
it was Felicia talked quite a bit about to get those bands, you're gonna have to match the quality of the venue they normally play at this little venue. And so we're doing a lot of acoustics, doing high level of acoustic absorptions in the ceilings and in the walls. The whole facade we're doing is an insulated exterior walls so that we're not gonna walk down the mall and hear all this noise blasting out.
Okay.
It's a pretty sophisticated room.
Okay, I just have another question for you. It indicates that a waitress is going to take the bar menu from the menu. You can order your drinks or whatever from the menu, and then that particular waitress or waiter will bring that to you. So as a as someone who comes into the bar, can I walk up, can I get a drink from the bar? Or do I have to order it from the menu? Or
It's set up as a traditional bar. It's only a small bar. There's only about 10 seats at the bar.
10 seats?
But there's a one side seat, one to the, by the entry there where there's no seats, that would be your walk-up.
Okay, gotcha.
Because again, because of the cabaret style, you might have 60% of the people sitting and another 20 or 30% standing at the time of the performance.
Understood.
But it's not, it's the flexible room that can go from, again, I think cabaret is the best word, or dinner theater, so small plates. We're not doing, the large plating is important because there aren't huge tables. You're not going to have forks and knives and bottles of wine and that sort of service, because table size would limit how many people can even be in the room. So it's just, the concept throughout has been small plates, high-quality meals.
Okay, very good. I think we got the concept. I believe we do. We're going to find out pretty soon. Any more questions from the commissioners?
Yes, Mr.
Okay, your questions is limited to 1 minute, please.
Thank you. Very quickly, if this project is approved, do you have a timeline?
We ideally were hoping to be.
I'm sorry, I can't hear.
We were ideally hoping to be ready January, February. Just
Of
thinking
next
about,
year?
Of next year, thinking about the opportunities,
Okay,
Grammys,
thank you.
all the various events.
That answers it. And then I just wanted to reiterate, when I look at the properties that are in the area, I think just one night at Cosm could put you out of business if people can't get service. So just really look at the staffing, because that's where we're hearing.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Rice, you have a minute?
Right, mentioning COSM, and you got YouTube with 6,000 folks, SoFi with 75 to 100,000, Kia with 19,000, and Tua with 19,000 folks. And you're right in the heart of everything. The businesses that I spoke of were ancillary to where you are right now. And they're packed out with 150 people or so every night. Your seating chart there showed that you had 60 seats, and you had another 10 at the bar. That's 70, plus you said another 30%. That's just standing. That's 100 people, folks, right there that you're anticipating being there. And you got one security guard someplace. Situational awareness is what you have to have, and you're here in Los Angeles 14 years. In order to have situational awareness, you have to be aware that there's a situation potentially. If we approve this item tonight, I'm going to put a strong emphasis that we mandate that you increase your security.
All right, thank you, sir. Commissioner Shaw Williams, you have a minute, please?
I don't have any further questions.
Oh, very good. I have no questions whatsoever. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'd like to open it up for anyone who are for or against this particular project. You can go to the mic, give us your name, and state your reasoning, please. Seeing, hearing none, we're going to close this segment, and we're going to, I'd like to get a motion, please, if I could.
Motion. I recommend that the Planning Commission affirm the categorical exemption EACE 2025-073 and adopt the resolution approving SUP 25-00011.
Second.
With the
Yeah, the condition.
friendly amendment, please.
You go ahead, sir.
We were second.
There was a second. Can you
I'll withdraw for the friendly amendment.
Okay.
I'd like to
You heard the
request-
motion, and friendly amendment.
I'd like to request a friendly amendment that we have 2 security guards, one at the entrance and one just roving the facility at all times.
I
You
agree
accept
to the,
that? Do you accept that?
yes, I agree to the conditions as outlined by Commissioner Rice.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved in second. You heard the motion and you heard the second. We call for any questions. Hearing none, we'll call for a vote.
Commissioner Fowler,
Aye.
Commissioner Rice.
Aye.
Commissioner Shaw Williams,
Aye.
Chairman Springs.
Aye. Is there, Mr.
Chairman, according to the IMC, anyone may appeal the decision of the Planning Commission on this matter by filing a written appeal within 20 days of the notice of decision, as well as the applicable appeal fee.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations on your place.
But
Madam Secretary?
Item 6B, a public hearing to consider an application by Ray Gibson, representing Queen of Sheba for special use permit number 25-00014 to allow the sale of distilled spirits for on-site consumption and live entertainment for an existing restaurant on a MUC mixed-use corridor zone property located at 630 North La Brea Avenue.
Chairman, the file is present and notice has been given in a time and form as required by law. Planner Sean May is available to do a short staff presentation.
Can we get the slideshow put up? Thank you. Good evening, Chairman Springs and members of the Commission. The subject site for this special use permit is located at 630 North La Brea Avenue and is zoned MUC, Mixed Use Corridor. The property is located on the east side of North La Brea Avenue between East Hyde Park Boulevard and East Hazel Street. The property is surrounded by residential uses to the east and commercial uses to the north, south, and west. On July 8th, 2019, a business license was approved for an existing Ethiopian, change of ownership for an existing Ethiopian restaurant. There are 54 on-site spaces within the multiple tenant shopping center. The applicant is utilizing AB 2097, which prohibits the city from imposing parking requirements on the use. The proposed expansion area is at the southeast corner of the shopping center, as shown in the bottom right of this picture. There are 6 existing security cameras on site, and the applicant proposes to have 1 security guard on site during business hours. The restaurant will have 5 employees providing waiter service for patrons. The hours of operation for the restaurant will be 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. every day except for Tuesday. The current restaurant occupies a 1,000 square foot tenant space within the shopping center. The applicant is proposing to expand the restaurant into an adjacent 4,762 square foot vacant tenant space and establish a connection through a double door opening between the two areas. The expanded area contains 3 ingress and egress points in addition to the existing restaurant's 1 entrance and exit. There is also a 70 square foot stage for live entertainment within the expanded area. The applicant is proposing to sell beer, wine, and distilled spirits to patrons within the approximately 5,762 square foot area with a Type 47 ABC license. The census tract permits up to 7 on-sale licenses, but there are currently only 2 active licenses within this census tract, including the one held by the restaurant currently. The applicant proposes to host live entertainment, including live music, spoken word, and DJs for patrons of the restaurant. The Planning Commission may want to consider requiring additional on-site security for the restaurant expansion. As conditioned, the proposed project will serve as an enhancement to its neighborhood setting and will be compatible with the surrounding area. The proposed project is consistent with the goals of the city's downtown TOD and general plan designation, and the project is exempt from further environmental review. This concludes my presentation, and I'm available to answer any questions the commission might have. The applicant is also here to answer any questions.
Okay, thanks, Sean. We're going to open up questions for you, sir. Commissioner Fowler, please.
No questions for staff. I'll save mine for the applicant. Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Rice.
Ditto.
Ditto. I don't think they can put that down on the record, sir.
No questions
Thank
for
you.
staff.
Thank you.
I'll save my questions for the applicant.
Thank
Chairman.
you, sir. Commissioner Shaw Williams.
No questions for staff, thank you.
Ditto as well, or? No? I have no questions for staff at this time. If the applicant is here, you could take the mic in the back and tell us about your particular project, please. Give us your name as well. And who's that gentleman with you? We've seen him before.
Hi, everyone. My name is Saba Mangesha.
Could I please have you spell your name?
It's ABA, first name, last name, MENGESHA. I've been running business in Inglewood since 2012. My first location was on 1580 Sentinel Avenue, and I moved to Hyde Park and La Brea in 2017.
You're going to have to talk just a little louder, talking to that mic. Don't be afraid. We're friends, so.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to read a little bit from my phone. I just wrote a little bit.
Okay, so if you can pull the mic up to you like this.
All right. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the restaurant is Queen of Sheba Ethiopian restaurant. The name of Queen of Sheba is important to African community. It stands for a culture, pride, history. Our restaurant, Queen of Sheba Ethiopian restaurant, brings the spirit to Inglewood by serving authentic Ethiopian food and creating space where culture is celebrated. Inglewood has a large African population, and it's growing into an international city with the people from many backgrounds. As the city grows, As the city grows, and we see a lot of change in Inglewood, and all the people that we have in Inglewood that's from different backgrounds, we don't have enough space to serve them. It's been limited space, and we're demanding more space at this time. We are planning to expand our restaurant to serve more people, create more jobs, and be a bigger part of the city in the future. Thank you. I'll have Eddie help me the rest.
That was loud.
Oh. Now, who's this gentleman's name, please?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. Like the chairman said, my name is Eddie Ikebefuna. I'm the principal of the Inglewood Consulting Group, LLC, a small but homegrown company that was established to help the residents and the business community. I was approached by the applicant, they are Queen of Sheba restaurant. And if anybody knows what Queen of Sheba means, that means everything to every African. So when I went there, I saw exactly what they were doing. Some of them, I had to stop them. I said, okay, if you're going before the Planning Commission, you have to stop until we get everything approved. So I've had the presentation by staff, and I completely agree with everything that they've said. The only addition that I have is that I have actually convinced the applicant, that since this is a restaurant, and according to African culture, people don't start going to events until, or go to a restaurant until 7 or 8 o'clock if you're going for a special event, like a christening, a stand-up comedy, or dance from Africa. And since the mayor has made Inglewood an international city, I think that this is a very good location to establish an African restaurant with the theme of Queen of Sheba that will serve all the Africans, not only Africans, but people from the Middle East also. So we have actually agreed to, in case there is an early arrivals to the event, we have actually retained a lot right across from the shopping center to be able to accommodate them. And if you know, most of the tenants in the shopping centers close their doors at 7 o'clock. The latest one closes their shop at 7 o'clock. Am I right? Okay. So, and in addition to that, we have also discussed with staff that we are willing to have two security guards, one at the gate, at the entrance, the main entrance, and then one inside, to make sure that everything goes smoothly. And like I said, we've actually agreed to all the conditions, even the changes that we discussed with staff. I don't want to continue until I will just wait for your questions and concerns. Thank you.
Okay. All right. We're going to open up questions for the two of you, I'm sure. We're going to start off with Commissioner Fowler.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And thank you for acknowledging the security guard. I was looking at the operation conditions, and I wanted to make sure that the applicant had agreed to all of the conditions that they have here, because some, which is always a concern for us, is how we keep the property up and looking Inglewood level, next level, I should say that. So I wanted to make sure that she had read all of these conditions that were prepared. Has she had an opportunity to review these?
Yes, actually, I related all these conditions prior to their being put down on as a condition when I was discussing all the conditions that the commissioners would like to see before they approve your project.
Yes, thank you, because what I heard was there were 3 entrances and exits, and one security guard was not going to get that. So thank you for increasing that. My other question had to do with, as I looked at the presentation, it seems to be a lot of residential surrounding. And I heard you talk about 7 o'clock. And your hours of operation seem to be every day, was it except Tuesday? But you were planning to operate till 2 in the morning. So can you talk to me about soundproofing, et cetera?
Okay, Commissioner, if you see how the shopping center is designed, on the east side of, let me just, because it's actually stated in the staff report, it's only on one side. I think it's on the east side that you have residential. Yes,
see.
on the east side. The other sides are the back of the commercial establishment. Most of the doors face the commercial establishment along La Brea.
Are you saying there's a wall there, sir?
I think that's a small wall, not a full height wall.
Do you know? He's saying that on the commercial side, he believes that there's an additional wall between that and the residential area.
The building wall is there. There's separation there because the building there's no openings to that side at all.
Okay.
Because the shopping center faces towards La Brea and Hyde Park. It doesn't have any exterior entrances that go towards that residential.
Okay. I believe that's all my questions. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Rice?
My colleague asked a lot of my questions. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
The
You trained me well.
this building is almost 6,000 square feet. Well, and I don't know if you were here for the last hearing or not, but I was concerned about the occupancy of some of the other bar clubs, restaurants that I'm familiar with, and being 2,000 square feet, it's common for them to have 150 people there. So is it reasonable to think that having 3 times the amount of space that you might have at least double the people there? Occupancy?
The occupancy will be determined during plan check. I don't have the number on top of my head, but the only thing is that the design of the seating will make it impossible for that many people to be in this space, because you have double seats along the walls, and the other side of it is just a walkway. So, and almost 900 square feet is where the restaurant is, the area for fixing food and the rest of them.
That's assuming that everyone in the building will be seated. Is that a mandate, something you're going to have there, that everyone has to take a seat?
Oh, yes, because
Oh,
that's why if you see how the stage is set so that you have to sit to be able to see what's happening in at the stage, because this cultural center is just like you have dancers from Africa, coming to dance, or comedians from Africa. Everybody's going to be sitting down.
So they're dancing, they're entertaining.
They're
They're there to
entertaining.
entertain.
Exactly.
It's not a dance hall.
No, it's not a dance hall. But people can dance, just like in every place. They can come in front of you and start dancing, but that's not a dance hall.
You just kind of dance in place where you are at your
That's
seat.
right.
The parking outside, it's not necessarily a parking question. It's more of an occupancy question, operational question, because people are going to be parking on this parking lot because, as you said, all the other businesses are closed after 7 o'clock. And you
Yes.
said you obtained an agreement with a neighboring shopping center across the street that's also going to be all closed at 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
No, I think it's a laundromat.
Laundromat.
They, they close at 6, right? Yeah. They close at 6.
Okay. So you have 56 parking spaces here and maybe another 20 on the other side? Or?
No,
So-
for the laundromat, it's going to be done by a valet parking style. So it has to accommodate more than the 20 parking space that you're looking at.
So you may have 100 cars there.
If they can fit 100 cars and drive it out, I think that's what they will have to do. But I don't think that.
Yeah, because you're going to have all 56 on this side, and then you're going to valet the other side,
No,
which
I'm
holds
not, we're not
20.
going to
So
valet on the shopping center. We're going to valet to the laundromat and the serving
right,
the service space next door.
right. So same number.
Okay.
If you're valeting, you can stack the cars. I get your point. So I'm just looking at potentially there are 100 people. If you come alone to this event by yourself, there are 100 people there. If you bring someone with you, there are 200 people there at 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning. And
That time you have all the parking in the shopping center because nobody's going to be open.
I'm more concerned with the neighbors and the noise level behind the while people are exiting at 2 in the morning.
I think, Commissioner, everybody will be restricted inside the hall, not outside. So, and the insulation of the back wall, because everything over there is just solid. There is no opening. That's small doors that go out to the back of the building.
You're
So
talking
every opening faces the street.
You're talking about from the entertainment itself.
I'm sorry?
You're talking about the noise from the entertainment itself.
Yes.
I'm more concerned with the noise from the public just exiting the building at night. But you did bring me to another important question. Sound dampening. What do you have as far as sound dampening in the building at 2 in the morning when music is playing and they're entertaining? And their apartment building is directly behind the building.
Yeah, so we have our standard conditions in for live entertainment, which is that they comply with all noise ordinance regulations from the IMC, and that all live entertainment is conducted at the stage area. So that limits it to a small area within the building, and that's far within the building away from any entrances. And we also ensure that the volume is all kept to, like I said, the noise requirements, and that no exterior sound amplification is ever.
And those
had.
decibels that you keep the noise rating to is are anticipating that you're not in a commercial area and that you have residential immediately behind you?
Yes, when it's adjacent to a residential, the noise requirements.
Did you document the decimal rating, what that should be?
I believe it's 65.
Okay, no further questions, Chairman.
Okay, very good. Commissioner Shaw Williams?
Speaking of the entertainment, are there going to be designated nights that you do entertainment? In other words, is it going to be Monday through Friday, or are you going to have one day a week, or is it going to just be, Friday or Saturday?
Well, it's gonna be mostly on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
It's a restaurant, so we're gonna have entertainments whenever people booked as far as baptism or small events and birthday party stuff like that. It might not happen every single day. It might happen like weekends only. It might happen twice a week. But we do catering, so people want to come and do, birthday, baptism, and all of that. So we don't know if it's gonna happen every day. We do it as we booked.
Okay. Are you going to have signs posted for patrons to know that they need to be aware of residents being around your area and to be quiet when they're exiting?
Yes, we can post that at the exit doors.
Mm-hmm. I think that would be a good idea to help reduce any noise in the parking lot and as the patrons are leaving.
And we will have the security also make sure that that's implemented.
Okay, thank you. No further questions.
Okay, thank you. I just have a couple of questions. Can we go back to the restaurant itself? Is there opening from the restaurant going into the other portion?
Yeah, there's a double door right between the existing tenant space and the expanded area.
Is there a common area as you go in?
There's an adjacent connection, a double door connection between the two.
Okay.
But there's no lobby area for each one. No,
So when you walk out, you walk through the double doors, you're automatically in the other room.
yes.
And my question to you is, you said you're open every day except Tuesday? And why Tuesday?
Yes, well, during the pandemic, we had a hard time, having enough employees. So we started closing on Tuesday. And then we just made it a break for everyone. Now, as we speak now, we have 5 employees. And I want to have them, take at least one day off because they all work.
Oh, okay. So it's not a religious day or anything, just,
It's not. It's
Okay.
just that we want to be off one day a week.
now you're from Nigeria?
I'm from Ethiopia.
Ethiopia.
Yes.
So
Does it look
does,
like a Nigerian to you?
are you connected? Do you guys get along with the South Africans?
We get along with all Africans.
Okay. All right, very good, very good. And lastly, because we're approving distilled spirits, what type of foods are you having? What type of foods are you going to have? It's not going to be finger foods, it's going to be like a meal. Am I correct? Because it's a restaurant, so we're looking at a meal, not sliders or anything like that. We're looking at real food.
Chairman, if you want to eat some food, you just go to their restaurant and eat some food. They have food, every type of food, including African, Nigerian food, South African food, East LA food, everything you can see from there because they cater to all kinds of people, you know. The reason why I started getting interested in this is because of next year is going to be World Cup. A lot of Africans are going to be here. And when they hear about the cyber restaurant, they're going to start looking for where it is. And they're going to come to Inglewood. And they fix African, they fix Ethiopian food, they fix Nigerian food. And if you go to the shopping center, they have Jamaican food next door. So if you want to get any kind of food, that's the place to be.
You know, I'm going to suggest at our next, when we have our next planning meeting and they want an SUP for a special use permit for Cecile Spirit, and we have food, you need to bring us some so we can see what it is. Very good. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna. Yeah, I'm sorry, sir.
Just really quickly, I just want to make the point that in the amended resolution, we generally allow the planning commission to make the request for a 1-year review. We've added that
I saw it.
to this particular case, and one of the reasons we did that was to ensure and to provide the some assurity to the planning commission that the applicant would be, it's in their best interest to be great partners, right? To be great neighbors, to ensure that the business runs, appropriately, safely, right? And they're adhering to the conditions that were imposed by the planning commission. Otherwise, they would come back to you and you could revoke the SUP, right? And so just wanted to state that just on the record so that the applicant is aware, but then also to set your mind at ease as a commission that, staff, as we vetted through this project, really looked to ensure that we were making conditions that would hold the applicant accountable to the things that we're asking them to do, and that they're
understood.
good actors and good neighbors. So I just wanted to share that
Okay.
as you guys are kind of
So the
continuing your
applicant is aware of that
deliberation.
as well. Is that correct?
They are, yes.
Okay, very good. So we're going to do one more thing. We're going to open it up for questions. Just some final questions. You have 1 minute for your questions and answer. So that means you have this, starting with you, Commissioner Fowler. 1
No
minute,
questions,
please.
Mr. Chair.
All right. Commissioner Rice, 1 minute, please.
No questions, Chair.
Okay. Commissioner Shaw William, 1 minute, please.
No questions.
Okay, and I don't have any questions either. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Now, thank you, guys. We're going to open it up for those individuals who are for or against this particular project. If you're for or against it, go to the mic, give us your name, and state your reasoning. Don't be shy. You have 1 minute, please.
Hello, hi. My name is Mike Khalifa, and I'm going to make it very quick. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but Inglewood is the city that has the most concentrated African restaurants in Southern California. With that being said, Inglewood is taking the lead for Africans to have a welcome city. And at the same time, I think a gentleman mentioned before, soccer World Cup is coming soon. And as one of the residents around Inglewood for a long time, and also a regular customer at Queen Sheba, most of the time when we want events, we go out of Inglewood. We go to Carson, Glendale, and we don't have a place where we can gather nearby. So I am in support of this event place, and I hope that you guys approve it because as an African, we need to stay close home and spend our money in Inglewood rather than outside Inglewood. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
My name is Gideon Embry.
I'm sorry, could you spell your name, please?
My name is Gideon Embry, and I live in Los Angeles for 40 years, especially in Inglewood. And I really appreciate for being in hospitality business with Sergram and La Louisiana, Mr. Ed. I learned from them. I was the first African American being a bartender to Los Angeles Airport by Olympic time, transferred to Ontario and McCarran Airport. Came back to LA. I love Inglewood. We have many population of Ethiopians who live in Inglewood. 40,000 Ethiopians, they live in Inglewood. We don't have any place since I was here going to relax, eating food, taking our kids for birthday place. We used to take Chuck E. Cheese.
Okay,
What we know.
thank you, sir. Thank you. Anyone else?
Hi, my name is Solomon Brahani.
Pick up the mic.
Your mic. The mic, sir.
Pick up the mic. It's on the table. There you go.
Hi, my name is Solomon Brahani. I'm a
Could you spell your last name, please, sir?
Berhane, and the first name is Solomon, Solomon.
Thank you.
I'm a member of the soccer team of Ethiopian, and I'm the president. And we do have a soccer tournament that we do yearly. Speaking today, this year is in Seattle, Washington, but we do here once every 2 years or 3 years. We'll come to LA, and we do need a place though to go to eat our own, Ethiopian food and entertainment. And then when I went to Queen Sheba, her food, her service was very nice. So I felt like, this is the place to be. And I've been in Inglewood here almost for 15 years. And I'm very happy to come today to speak about this restaurant. And I'm hoping you guys approve that. Please, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, we're going to close this segment. And at this particular point, I need a motion. Okay,
I'm going to move that we affirm the category exemption EACE 2025-076 and adopt attached resolution approving SUP 25-00014. And in addition to the other items that are going to be listed and adhered to by the applicant, we're going to have one security guard on the parking lot, one security guard in the at the entrance, one security guard just floating around the perimeter. And we'll add in, it just said cameras. I want to be very specific that they'll have 24 cameras for a building of this size, inside and outside. Planning department or planning division to determine where the placement's going to be.
I'd like to add a condition. The condition is that signs be posted that say, please be respectful to our neighbors and exit quietly.
Accept. Yes.
you heard the motion?
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved in second. We'll call for any questions. Hearing none, we'll call for a vote.
Commissioner Fowler?
Aye.
Commissioner Rice?
Aye.
Commissioner Shaw Williams?
Aye.
Chairman Springs?
Aye. Mr. McCumble?
Chairman, according to the IMC, anyone may appeal this decision within 20 days of the notice of decision by writing a written notification as well as paying the applicable appeal fee.
Okay, congratulations. We're gonna come by and get some of that African food. We're gonna have Eddie come with us though, because I don't know. Oh, you're paying for it. All right. Listen,
Get his car.
Eddie paid for it, right? Thank you very much. Okay, I think we have one more.
It says either or. Look at the recommendation. It says one or two.
Item 6C, a public hearing to consider zoning code amendment number 25-00001 to modify miscellaneous regulations in Chapter 12 of the Inglewood Municipal Code related to accessory dwelling units, fence regulations, and public art review citywide.
Mr.
Chairman, the file is present and notice has been given in the form and manner as required by law. Senior Planner Christine Rivera is available to do a short staff presentation.
Good evening, Chairman Springs and members of the Commission. Over the course of day-to-day implementation of the zoning code, staff is periodically confronted with code provisions that are outdated, unclear, and in some cases obsolete. This short presentation will discuss the details of the requested code amendments that staff has identified the need for amending. So there will be 3 code amendments we'll discuss. The first issue is accessory dwelling unit height requirements. This code amendment allows a 20-foot roof pitch for an ADU rather than the existing 16 feet in the code. In January of this year, the California Department of Housing and Community Development released an updated ADU handbook. The handbook states that the height of an ADU can be 18 feet with an additional 2 feet to accommodate the roof pitch that aligns with the existing primary dwelling. The update to the ADU handbook is something that multiple applicants have called out, so it is necessary to update the IMC. This modification is intended to align the city standards with the state law. The second issue is fence permit regulations. This code amendment requires that all fences submit for a fence permit. Currently, the code reads, "A fence permit shall be required for the construction or installation of any wall or fence exceeding 4 feet in height." We are modifying that section to state, "A fence permit shall be required for construction or installation for any wall or fence." To ensure consistent enforcement, staff proposes requiring permits for all new or modified fences, regardless of height. This modification is intended to cause less confusion and ensure all fences comply with design and safety standards. Future amendments will further clarify allowable fence and wall types by location and design. And the final issue is Planning Commission review of public art. This code amendment removes the Planning Commission responsibility of approving the design of proposed artwork because it is already reviewed and approved by a different department. Moving forward, the Planning Division will assume the responsibility of reviewing the location of public art. The artistic design will be reviewed and approved by the Library Services Department. This will streamline the development review process and eliminate procedural overlap. The proposed code amendment is consistent with the Inglewood General Plan and is exempt from CEQA, and a notice of exemption has been prepared stating such. This concludes staff's presentation, and I am available to answer any questions the commission might have. Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. Very good presentation. We're going to open up for questions. Commissioner Fowler, please.
No questions, Mr. Chair.
Okay, Commissioner Rice?
So the art review, that includes murals?
No, not murals. Murals would still go through design review.
Thank you.
Commissioner Shaw Williams?
No questions, thank you.
My question for you will be, on an existing fence, what's the height on an existing fence?
Existing for it to come to planning for review?
Yes.
So existing in the code, it states if it's 4 feet or below, it does not need to come to planning for review. So if it were 5 feet, we would have to review it. It would come in.
Is there a location for the fence?
This would be for front yard fences. Well, all fences,
Backyard as well?
Yes.
So a backyard fence has to be 4 feet?
No, we're not changing that, no.
Okay.
No. So our issue was, the issue was front yard fences have to be, if it was 4 feet or below, it did not have to come to planning for review. So there were some issues with fences that were not up to the standards of the IMC.
And to add to that, there was so there were some design issues. So a fence that's less than 4 feet wouldn't require a fence permit. Code enforcement would be out on their normal beat, and they would drive by and notice that there was a fence that might not necessarily comply with our design regulations. And so the confusion arose because the question, they would say, well, I don't need a permit for this fence, but it didn't comply with the design regulations. So then there was an issue there. And so now, to remove that ambiguity and that confusion in the enforcement of our fence regulations, we now are going to require a fence permit for all fences, so that now staff can take a look at the design and ensure that it complies with the existing design standards that the IMC sets forth. And then we can also ensure that it can be enforced in a manner that's easily understood by both the applicants and the enforcing agency, which would be code enforcement.
Okay, good, understood. Okay. I have no other questions. Is there anyone else to come to talk about this, Mr. Bernard?
It's a public hearing, so you can open it up for public comment.
Okay. Let me go back to my commissioners. Are there any other questions?
No question.
None.
At this time, we'd like to open it up to the general public. Anyone wishing to approve, no, not approve, wishing to comment on it either for or against this particular project, they can do so at this time. Just go to the mic in the back, give us your name, and state your reasoning. Seeing none, we're going to close this segment. At this time, we're going to open it up. We need a motion for this.
Motion to affirm negative declaration EACE 2025-060 and adopt a resolution recommending the City Council adopt ZCA 25-00001.
Okay, it's been properly moved in second. We'll call for any questions. Hearing none, we'll call for a vote.
Commissioner Fowler?
Aye.
Commissioner Rice?
Aye.
Commissioner Shaw Williams?
Aye.
Chairman Springs?
Aye. Is there appeal process?
No, there's no appeal for the, your vote would be, your recommendation will go to City Council for their consideration.
Okay, very good. Okay, at this particular point, Christine did a good job. Thank you very much. At this time, we want to open it up for public comments. Anyone wishing to address the Planning Commission on any matters within their jurisdiction and not elsewhere considered on the agenda may do so at this time. If you have something that you want to say to the commission, or you have something in your community, in your area that you want to talk about, you can go right to the mic, give us your name, and tell us what it is.
Mr. Chairman, again, my name is Eddie, and I just want to say thank you for running a very smooth Planning Commission meeting, and also to make the people of Inglewood know that I'm here to help them in case if they need to navigate the permitting process in the city of Inglewood. My office is right here in front of City Hall. Okay? And one other thing I wanted to mention, Mr. Chairman, I don't know if you've been listening to City Council meetings, because I have people listen to City Council meetings so that we know what's going on. The thing is that this particular podium is it's below par what we expect from the city of Inglewood. Sometimes you don't even hear the people speaking here. Okay, so I wish that you can tell administration to see if they can improve this section. You know, the city of Inglewood is so big now that everything from city of Inglewood is not only listened to in Inglewood, it's listened to people that own properties outside in, California, and they call me, they cannot hear this. So I'm just trying to make sure that I make a formal request, to see if you can tell Mr. Bernard, to tell Chris, to find out if there's any way they can improve so that people here their mic can be easily be heard in the Facebook page that we listen to for the planning for the city council meeting and planning commission too.
Okay,
Thank you.
very good, thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, we're going to close this segment, and we're going to open it up for commissioners' initiatives. We're going to start off with Commissioner Fowler, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On behalf of Councilmember Gloria Gray, Board District 1, she is wishing everyone a safe and blessed July 4th. She also wanted to express her concern about the military and ICE disturbing and accosting our immigrant families. We are a community here, and we need to stick together and support each other. She also, on a brighter side, wanted to acknowledge the anniversary of the American Disability Act, which was signed in this month 40 years ago. It is also National Ice Cream Month, so don't forget to celebrate that. We hope to see many of you at the city's annual music festival this coming Saturday. Remember, you must register. It is open to our families, but you must register. And then on July 10th, Councilmember Gray will be hosting her community meeting from 5:30 to 7:30 at the ICOP Center, 2901 Manchester. And all are welcome to attend. She plans to have some of the division heads there to answer some of the questions that have come up from her former meetings. She's also asking that we save the date for Saturday, July 26th, for her annual Family Unity Day at Darby Park. Family, friends, and fun, and sign up for her newsletter. So thank you. Mr. Chair, that concludes my report.
Thank you. Commissioner Rice?
My time if you need more.
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Shaw Williams?
I have no comments, thank you.
Oh, okay, great. So I could take your minute and your minute. Okay. Commissioner Fowler, you said this is Ice Cream Month, National Ice?
Ice cream. Man.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So does that mean that we can get, I want my wife to hear this, that means I can get as much ice cream as I want?
That is correct.
Okay, we're going to make sure that happens. I want to report and I want to make sure that I'm correct in doing so, Mr. Bernard. Is there an ordinance, and I think there is, but I just want to put it on record, by having a big rig camper, the cab, parked in your driveway? I believe there is an ordinance for that.
Yes, we do have regulations related to that, and if you can provide me with the address, then
The
we'll
address
report it to
is-
code enforcement.
I want to put it on record. The address is 9531 South Fifth Avenue. 9531 South Fifth Avenue. The neighbor is complaining that it's really bad. So I drove it, saw it, it's, okay. And my last question would be, who do we contact in regards to your sidewalk has actually lifted up due to the tree moving? Who do we contact on that?
Public Works. And so in response to last month's inquiries, I sent an email today that provided a reply to all of your questions related to last month's initiatives and comments. And in that, I also provided our Public Works Director's, Tony Olmos's email so that you could address some of those concerns with him. Tony, his name is Tony Olmos, Olmos.
Got it.
And I'll also talk with him through Chris to see if he can come by and meet you. You haven't met him yet, and so just so that you would know who our new Public Works Director is.
Oh.
I mean, I think it may be a good idea, so we'll work offline to try to ensure that happens.
Okay, very good. I have nothing else. I want to wish everybody a safe Fourth of July holiday. You know, at one point, Inglewood was legal in doing fireworks, but now it is illegal to have fireworks in the city of Inglewood. If you see anything, please report it. If you see anything illegal in your area, please report it. That being said, have a safe holiday, and our meeting is adjourned. Good to see you, Art.